All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about how to find some genuine inner peace. But here's the twist. It's not about changing the world around you. It's about mastering the one thing you actually have control over. And that's how you choose to react to it. I mean, think about it, right? Someone cuts you off in traffic, says something a little disrespectful, and boom, that flash of anger, it's instant. It's almost automatic, you know? It feels like the easiest, most natural response. But what if you could just let it roll off your back? What if you could stay centered and unbothered through all that chaos? Well, that's a whole different level. That's not just calm. That's real power. So this brings us to our first big idea, this fundamental contrast between these two states of being, anger versus calm. And when you lay it out like this, the difference is pretty stark. Getting angry? It's easy, it's fast, it's totally reactive. It's something that just happens to you. But staying calm? Well, that's different. That's an intentional choice. It takes strength. And that's exactly what makes it so powerful. It's the difference between being a puppet whose strings are being pulled by everyone else and being the one who's actually in control. Okay, so that sounds good, but how do we actually get there? It all starts with one foundational rule. This is like rule number 1 of protecting your peace. And here it is, the absolute heart of the matter. You could spend your whole life trying to manage what other people do or say, and you'll just end up completely exhausted. The only thing you can ever truly control is your own response. And let me tell you, accepting this isn't giving up. It's taking all your power back. So, with that truth locked in, what do you actually do when you're in the heat of the moment, when you feel that anger starting to bubble up? Well, you need a toolkit, a few simple things you can do right then and there. Think of this as your 4-step emergency brake. The second you feel it, step 1, just pause. Do nothing, just for a second. That tiny gap is everything. Step 2, take one single deep breath. This isn't just to relax, it literally hits the reset button on your nervous system. And then, step 3 is where the magic happens. You ask yourself one critical question. Only after that do you move to step 4 and choose how you want to respond. And this is that question, the one that changes everything. Before you type that angry comment, before you raise your voice, before you invest 1 ounce of your energy, just ask yourself, is this worth my peace? You'll be amazed how often the answer is a clear, immediate no. And that little question is the firewall between reacting and responding. Reacting is that hot, impulsive, emotional outburst. It's a knee-jerk reflex. Responding, on the other hand, is what happens on the other side of that pause. It's calm, it's intentional, it's thoughtful. It's you being the master of your emotions, not the other way around. Now, that in-the-moment toolkit is awesome for putting out fires. But what if we could prevent the fires from even starting? For that, we need to go a little deeper. It's time to talk about building an inner fortress so that peace becomes your default state. And these are the cornerstones of that fortress. We're going to look at cultivating emotional distance so someone else's storm doesn't have to be yours. We'll touch on why lowering your expectations can be a superpower, how to build self-worth that no one can touch, and the surprising strength in forgiveness. This right here is your mantra for emotional distance. It's not about being cold or detached. It's simply about recognizing that a lot of the time, when people are lashing out, it has almost nothing to do with you. They're just projecting their own pain or insecurity. Once you get that, their negativity just can't stick to you. And this is a total game changer. When your self-worth is solid, when it comes from inside you, you stop needing other people to approve of you. Their words, whether they're good or bad, just don't have the same power. They can't shake a foundation that you built yourself. And of course, your daily habits have a huge impact. This stuff isn't just mental, it's practical. It means being really intentional about your environment and maybe spending less time with people who just drain your battery. It means making sure you're rested and fed so you have the resilience to handle things. And maybe most importantly, it means learning to stop replaying that argument or that awkward moment over and over in your head. Let it go. Okay, so let's bring this all home. When we strip everything else away, it all comes down to a choice you have to make every single day about protecting your single most valuable asset. It really all boils down to this one simple but incredibly powerful question. In any given situation, what is actually more important to you? Is it more important to prove you're right, to win the argument, to get the last word in, or is it more important to protect your peace? Because here's the truth. Most of the time, you can't have both. And letting go of the need to be right is maybe the biggest favor you can ever do for yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Your inner peace isn't some fragile, passive thing. It's an active, dynamic strength. It is your power. So let's end with this. It's a reminder for you, from you. You deserve peace. You deserve to feel calm. That is your natural state. Don't let anyone or any situation steal that from you.